Good day, brothers and sisters. This is your host, Job Moraga from Marang Spiritual Ministries. Brothers and sisters, today is another cloudy day. I hope that my video is not going to be distorted. I like recording at this particular location while the studio is being finalized or completed. So, brothers and sisters, today I want to talk about is in fact a progress report, so to speak. Brothers and sisters, I do get many prayer requests from you, brothers and sisters. And I've noticed that the prayer requests that I get the most of are all related to what I said in the past videos about petitioning the Father to half the level of unemployment in my country, South Africa. So the prayer requests that I get where people say, pray with us, men of God, they are all related to that. My son is unemployed. Pray that my daughter should get a permanent job. I'm going to an interview and all of that. So, brothers and sisters, I'm not complaining. I did say that in September, that September month will be dedicated to the creation of jobs. And I've already highlighted the fact that the billionaires are not keen, they are not interested. I've highlighted the fact that the unions, they do not create jobs in their nature. They will come as soon as jobs are there to raise all manner of rights to protect the workers. That is what they do. That is in their nature. And also, the government, it has been struggling over the last couple of years. I understand, brothers and sisters, that every government has been installed or it exists at the grace or at God's mercy. So I'm not here to trash the government. I'm just here to say that they will never create jobs. So I want to give you some feedback, and also I want to inform you that I was visited by this angelic being twice since I started petitioning the Father for jobs for my country. To be honest, I did not pray for other countries. I just focused on where I've got authority in my country, and I was praying for jobs. So, brothers and sisters, I decided to petition the Father in September. And the idea was that 5 years from now, the 41 or 42% unemployment rate in South Africa should at least be 20%. And perhaps in 10 years' time, we could focus on eliminating the unemployment rate in South Africa. When I say eliminating, brothers and sisters, I mean there will still be those who are unemployed, but let it be by choice. So I then prayed, brothers and sisters, and a month after that, I started seeing some remarkable results. Brothers and sisters were calling me to say that we found jobs, those that we prayed together in our Thursday sessions. Signs and wonders, in short, were following them. And there were others who were now interested in getting better jobs. The ones that they have no longer meets the standard, and you know, brothers and sisters, how we are. But anyway, after a month or two, I think it was towards the end of October, I had a visitation from this angel. This angel came, and he's a very powerful angel, brothers and sisters, because he normally comes when there is something that I am travailing about. I'm praying, I'm petitioning, I'm burdened. So he would come to encourage me or to give me answers, whichever one it is, brothers and sisters. So he came and he said, go and speak to Fikile Mbalula. Fikile Mbalula is the Secretary General of the ANC. And he said, go and speak to Fikile Mbalula and say to him that the future of this country does not lie in BEE. Those of you who are South Africans would know what I'm talking about, triple BEE. And he said, go and speak to him and suggest to him or tell him that the future of this country lies in employment equity. So when I say employment equity, brothers and sisters, it means skills development, ensuring that those who were sidelines, which is the majority in South Africa, are given skills, they are being fast-tracked, they are being developed, because as they get developed, they build those financial resources and resilience in skill space. They will then go out there to create jobs or perhaps to start businesses which will employ the majority of those that are unemployed. So I haven't done it. Actually, I didn't take it seriously, brothers and sisters. Imagine I'm going to struggle saying to Mr. Mbalula that this is what the Lord has said, or this is what the angel of the Lord has said. Are you willing to listen to me? In fact, I'll probably won't even get an appointment. So you see where this is going, brothers and sisters. So I prayed about it, but it was a hopeless situation. A situation where you look at a particular scenario and you say, Lord, here, they don't wear shoes. So it's pointless. They don't wear shoes, so they will never buy shoes. So I left it there, brothers and sisters, and I just prayed about it, and I left it there, that if it is His will that I should do that, I will do that. But I was very skeptical about what I was seeing or what I was hearing. And even in that discussion where Mr. Mbalula, because remember, brothers and sisters, he's showing you things to come as if they are happening today. So the meeting that he's talking about, I saw it because I was with Mbalula. It was happening at that time. And then, brothers and sisters, there's a gentleman that I normally speak to all the time. He's a brother. We attended the same school, high school. And whenever I feel like speaking to somebody, I will call him, because the journey that we are both in are very lonely, brothers and sisters. Very, very lonely. Most of the time you are alone. You're praying for people. Like I said, you are commanded to. It's not out of the likeness of your heart. You are commanded to. You pray for people, others you don't know, you pray for them. As a prophetic intercessor, you see them in the realm of the spirit, you don't know who they are. But anyway, brothers and sisters, I then received a video from him. And immediately when I watched that video, I was convicted. Immediately, I was convicted. So I saw this video, brothers and sisters, and in this video, a certain gentleman, I believe that he may be based in the Val. This old man, he probably used to work for ABI, Coca-Cola, one of those organizations. And he was being interviewed about how the BEE deal, subcontractor BEE deal, destroyed him and also some of his friends, and he even said that if I remember correctly, some of them took their own lives. And he specifically said that he was let down by lawyers, the profession that I'm in. He spoke about some advocates and also some attorneys, because here we've got a dual system of attorneys and advocates. It's a referral system, so to speak. I watched these, brothers and sisters, and I was mightily convicted. The Spirit of the Lord said, this is what I have been talking to you about. So effectively, brothers and sisters, whole concept of failure from the very beginning of my journey as an employee, let's call it that, not my spiritual journey, just my professional career. The one thing that I have been studying inside out is failure. What is it that causes us to fail? And I've always distinguished between failure and experiential learning, where you learn and you make mistakes, you go back and you correct those mistakes. But here, brothers and sisters, I'm talking about that fatal failure. And the point in question is the gentleman that I'm talking about, that him and his friends, they were lured into this deal, which not only took everything that they had at that time, but for some, their lives also were taken. And I remember, brothers and sisters, I used to, I don't want to say work, but they used to bring the students to me, entrepreneurial students or SMMEs, as they are called here in South Africa. And they would bring them to me to motivate them, to chat to them. This was Gibbs Business School, one of the prominent business schools in South Africa. I used to work with them in that space. And then there was Monash University, is an international university. Again, their department of entrepreneurship. I used to assist them. And then lastly, brothers and sisters, the university in Cape Town. What do they call it? It used to be a technikon, but now it is the University of something, but they are based in Cape Town. I used to work with them as well, brothers and sisters. Their name eludes me now because it's been years. I used to work with them. And again, I was convicted to say that you yourself have failed many times. So whatever that you will be teaching, those who've got an ear to listen to you, they will not make those fatal mistakes in as far as failure is concerned. So I remember I used to teach this concept from failure to success, because if you take care of failure, brothers and sisters, success is guaranteed. But what I didn't know then, brothers and sisters, I didn't know that there are forces in the realm of the spirit that guarantees that failure for some people. And of course, there are people, brothers and sisters, who do not believe in Jesus. They don't care. Those will succeed. But there will be others that Satan will destroy. But majority of people, he will just let them be. But you, who calls yourselves Christians, the moment you say I do to Christ, already you will be tormented, you will be tortured. Every little thing will be stolen or taken away from you. So I didn't know that part, brothers and sisters. What I was teaching the concepts of failure in the natural. What is it that one can avoid? What causes failure in business, personal development? How do we fail? And it was more like all these things that are related to psychology, that are related to purpose as defined by man, not purpose as defined by God. So I did all of that. And of course, that is what motivational speakers preach. They make it sound so easy when they speak about purpose and all of that. But brothers and sisters, I did all of that. I would attend any seminar where there were motivational speakers. I bought tapes, I bought everything, and I got excited as I listened to them. But I never understood. Without me losing interest, things would just fall flat. I would lose interest along the way, of course, ultimately. And my money would just disappear. The books will pile up, and I would have learned nothing out of it. So effectively, I was making these motivational speakers rich until the Lord showed me as I grew spiritually and so on, that for many people, the problem is not really the fact that they cannot do what they want to do in the natural. The problem is that their pathways have been blocked spiritually and they don't know. And I saw that with myself, brothers and sisters. Hence, when the angel of the Lord said to me that you've got a job description, and that job description is just a few words or a one line job description, and it was go and remove spiritual barriers. Although he said go and remove barriers, I believe that what he meant is that first start with the spiritual barriers, and then once those have been removed, then you can interact with whoever in the natural and perhaps show them the legalities of how business should be conducted, perhaps show them the planning, the business plan, the strategy, all of these things that we include in our business plans. So that is the background, brothers and sisters. So I got convicted, and I remember last week, Thursday, when I spoke to the team or the brethren that joins every Thursday for our prayer sessions and for our teachings, I did confess to them that video did convict me. And ultimately, brothers and sisters, what happened this morning, it was confirmation. The same angel came. Remember, I spoke about an angelic being who said, I must go and speak to Mr. Fikile Mbalula. And that very same angelic being, as I was praying this week, remember, brothers and sisters, each and every week is a theme for me. I pray about something. So this week, of course, I was convicted, and that old gentleman, or the gentleman that I'm talking about, truly convicted me. I just forgot the name of the channel, but he was a gentleman. It was a TikTok. It was a TikTok video, and the gentleman, obviously, as I said, I believe that he's probably from the Val. So that is the video that convicted me. And then he came, brothers and sisters, the same angel. So he came this morning and he repeated what he had told me. He said the answer to the South African unemployment scenario lies in affirmative action. And when I say affirmative action, brothers and sisters, I'm not using it broadly. I know what it means. I've already highlighted the fact that the BEE, where I get a big tender and I hire a few people, I don't even complete the project, and I make millions. Then there is SIU behind me, Special Investigation Unit. They will be investigating, take everything that I ever had. And I'm not talking about that, brothers and sisters. I'm talking about skills, imparting skills, and making sure that the right skills are being imparted to these individuals. It doesn't matter, brothers and sisters, who these individuals are, whether they are old, whether they are young. The issue here, brothers and sisters, is that we have all missed the boat. I am in my lane and I feel comfortable because I now understand the reason why I was created, the purpose why I had to come into this world like Jeremiah did. I now know, and I know that when you look at the gifts of the Holy Spirit, you will see that they are very positive. But think about the opposite of each and every gift that we're talking about. If we're talking about the word of wisdom, think about the word of wisdom that comes from the kingdom of darkness, the counterfeit. When we talk about the word of knowledge, think about the counterfeit from the kingdom of darkness, because the devil duplicates everything that God has created. I would believe that the only thing that he can't duplicate is man, to make man in the image of God. But again, he can create his own man, meaning that he lures us away from the Father. And others, brothers and sisters, the gift of healings, and the most important gift ever given, the gift, the spirit of discernment. Because if we had that spirit of discernment, brothers and sisters, we would know what gifts do we possess. We would know what talents do we possess. We would also know, brothers and sisters, how to enhance those gifts and those talents, meaning that if you decide to go to a university or any other place to study further, you would know what is it that you are building towards. But we're not doing that, brothers and sisters. We're so confused. We believe that our education is what our destiny is all about. We get confused. We study this way, and then it doesn't work out. We go that way, it doesn't work out. And I'm the perfect example. Had I come to Christ earlier on in my life, seriously so, I would have long been on the other side. But then I lean on my own understanding. I thought that this is the way to go, and these are the results that this journey is going to produce. And when I think about it, brothers and sisters, right now, I find that I am the happiest person ever, because finally, the calling that I've been prepared for has sunk in. Now I understand what is it that the Lord wants me to do. Now imagine, brothers and sisters, where everything is aligned. I know that is the calling. I know that I've got the gifts that supports the calling, the destiny, the anointing. I know, brothers and sisters, that I've got skills, educationally so, that also supports that. And I know, brothers and sisters, that the talent is there to support the whole structure. What a life. But again, let's all agree that God's timing is always perfect. It only came now. So what am I saying, brothers and sisters? I would want to invite those who are interested that from next year, I'm going to teach anything that is related to failure. And when I say anything, I mean anything. I will be looking at the legalities that causes failure. If you don't pay attention to those legalities, you start a business, or even in your personal capacity, you are going to fail. I will look at the types of businesses. I will look at your talents. I will look at your gifts. And we've got the channel already. It is called Exota's Corner. We will do that. We will upload the videos there. And on the other side, brothers and sisters, we will have our weekly contact session. It will be probably every Tuesday. And all that we're going to teach there, we are going to teach failure in the natural, because at Marang Spiritual Ministries, we have been teaching failure as a result of the realm of the spirit, the spirits that are there to destroy you. So I invite you, brothers and sisters, as I say, I was deeply, deeply convicted, and I will start recording videos, and those videos will go to that channel. I know that in some other areas there is no BEE. For instance, the other countries in Africa or all over the world, or there is no affirmative action. It's okay, brothers and sisters. This will be the one thing that I do with the South African context in mind. But if you believe that it will benefit you at some stage, I think when we talk about the legalities, it will be complicated. But as we grow, we will get to the stage where we talk about hardcore business principles. But like I say, we're not here to teach business or management principles. We are here to teach the things that would cause you to fail if you don't think about them properly. And one of them, the biggest one, of course, is the dark forces in the realm of the spirit that works against you. For as long as you claim that you are a follower of Christ. So thank you, brothers and sisters. I think that is what I want to do. That is what I was convicted for. And I will try to reach out to him, Mr. Mbalula, I don't know whether he will ever give me time. He's a busy man. But let's all continue praying by faith. South Africans, we will be able to have the unemployment rate in the next 5 years. And then we will also be in the position, brothers and sisters, to eliminate it in 10 years' time. From Marang Spiritual Ministries, Job Moraka, thank you and goodbye.